I don't know about you, but what really grinds my gears, what really pisses me off, is blatant hypocrisy. Now, how does this sound to you? When a government, a local government, any government really, tells you that you can't congregate, you can't gather in groups to practice your religious freedom, to pray to Jesus, to pray to Allah, whatever you want to pray to, because of fear of COVID. But then we'll say that you can gather in groups to protest. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? You're saying that people can't gather because to practice their religious freedom and their First Amendment right because of fear of COVID. But then you're saying that people can gather because of the right to assemble. And COVID doesn't matter then. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It's very selective. And I think people see that. I think people are fed up about that. But we have to just together unify and say, we're done with it. We're done with it. Like, put up or shut up at this point. Like, and otherwise, because if you give in, then the powers that are pushing for these orders, they're just going to get stronger. They're going to be emboldened. You have to resist. You don't have to resist through violence. I wouldn't recommend that, but you can resist through nonviolence. Look, if you're in a place where it's locked down and it says you're going to be fined if you go to church, I would say just gather in mass anyway. Gather in mass anyway and do it. Just go to church, pray to Jesus. Why? Are they going to stop you? Are they going to stop you? If they try to stop you, be like, well, what about those protests over there? What about them? They're gathering in mass. They're gathering in mass, right? What about them? That's okay. That's okay. We're at that point, you're asking for a lawsuit right there. A big lawsuit right there. I'm trying not to swear on this one. I'm trying to make this video a little bit more friendly on the language here. By the way, how you doing this? But if you wish to support Dead Man's Tome podcast, if you like what I'm saying, this is what I talk about on the podcast at times when it comes up. Feel free to. The donation link is above, and the Patreon link is down below. Because I'm talking about it, if you do back us on the Patreon, you do get early access to releases. Of course, the books and the anthologies have been coming out a little bit slower because it takes a little bit longer to get the covers just right and to get the stories I want. Anyway. And the support helps. You see, I need a new mic. Don't worry, I have money to get it. I'm gonna get one. I already ordered it. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense, right? It's blatant hypocrisy, and we have to, as Americans, unify on this. Especially, I don't know about you. I'm pretty religious, not fully. I still question my faith at times. I mean, we all have those moments where it's like, God, where are you? Where are you? Right? But that's human. That's human. But even if you're not a Christian, let's say you're Muslim, or let's say you practice Jedi, or you're a Jew. That's fine too. Like, you should be allowed to exercise your First Amendment right to be able to pray to any God of your choice, right? You should be able to assemble in church and pray. People say fear of COVID, fear of COVID, fear of COVID. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. If the government's not going to shut down these protests out of fear of COVID, I say screw it. Just do it. Just do it. Exercise your First Amendment. Don't worry about the Karens on Facebook or on Twitter that say, oh, but your grandma and grandpa might get COVID and die. Don't worry about them. Be like, we're gonna ride through that with Jesus and with faith on our side, or whoever you pray to, with faith on our side. We got to do this. We got to be able to do this, because I tell you who's not doing it. I tell you who's not afraid of congregating. It's the people who protest. They're the people who protest, who are in everyone's face about everything, not just about police brutality anymore. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Black Lives Matter isn't just about police brutality anymore. I just did a video where they were in the face of moms and kids that are just trying to go to church. They're just trying to go to church, and they're protesting a church. Does that make any sense? It makes no sense. It's craziness. It's craziness. My point is, these people, these protesters, will congregate over nonsense, risk getting COVID over nonsense, while you, a good person of good faith, And I do mean that even with Muslim. I do mean that even if if you practice some other religion that I may not be aware of. I do mean that, because you should be able to practice your religion. You should be able to pray to your God of your choice, right? You should be able to assemble for that, because you of good faith you're saying, I'm afraid to congregate because I might get fined. I'm afraid to congregate because I might spread COVID or even get COVID. I don't know. But you have these people who are blatantly not afraid of it, not afraid of risking their life, not afraid of risking other people's lives. And the government's doing nothing to stop them. The local government and the authorities are doing nothing to stop them. But they want to apply pressure to you, people of good faith, to have you stop. And it's working. It's working. But you have to stop and say, no, I'm done with it. I'm not going to be passive anymore. I'm not going to be passive. It is my faith. It's what I believe in. I'm going to exercise my First Amendment right, COVID or not, until the government shuts it all down. If they want to shut it all down, shut it all down. But still, even then, I would say exercise your First Amendment right. Just exercise your First Amendment right. That is your right as an American. Now, like I said, we all have some people on Facebook that probably won't like that message, are really fearful of COVID. Okay. Well, COVID's not the Black Death. It is not the Black Death. The death rate is not even as high. It's not even nowhere near as high as the experts had us fearing it would be, right? Nowhere near. A lot of people get it. We're all probably going to get the virus at one point. That's the hard truth of the situation. And most of us are going to recover. Most of us are going to be just fine. Okay? And you can look at the numbers. Most of the people who died to COVID have some sort of underlying health issue. Or they're probably pretty old, which is also another underlying health issue, right? You can look at it. Even the youngsters that die, they probably had some underlying health issue. Actually, you can look at it and they do have some other underlying health issue. It's all there. The numbers are all there. But I just say for that, don't bother with the pissing match and getting into combative arguments online. That's not going to get anywhere. You're not going to really win anybody. Just do it. Just, you know what? I'm done. I'm done being passive. I'm done being obedient and sacrificing my First Amendment, sacrificing my right to practice my religion, my religious freedom, because of some fear of a virus and because the government is threatening to fine me if I practice that religion. When at the same time, these protesters are allowed to practice their First Amendment right without fear of the government fining them, without fear of the virus. So it doesn't make any sense. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. It's not equal. It's totally a double standard. And that is, no, you cannot sit peacefully with that. And I'll join you too. Here in my area, yeah, I'll join you. If you're going to church in my area, I'm not going to dox myself, but if I'll go with you, man. I'll go with you because I believe in this. I believe in this. Like you have to just go, just do it. And when the cops come, maybe you can appeal to them. Maybe you could tell them that all you're trying to do is pray to Jesus, and you want to find them for praying to Jesus. Where's Jesus in their heart? Where's God in their heart, right? A lot of these cops, they drive cars that say something about God, some sort of phrase about God, right? Especially here in the South. I couldn't imagine any police department in the South actually fining people for going to church. That is a Southerner that's asking to get his ass kicked, actually. That's what's maybe in the North. I don't know. But you guys could use more Jesus. That's just my opinion there. You don't have to agree with that. That's fine. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. And please share it. Share it around. Because it's time we stand up and unify on this. We have to stand up and unify on this. Okay? Y'all have a good one and take it easy.